Frankenstein closes as it began, with letters Walton writes to his sister. In the first of the final letters, dated August 26th, Walton tells his sister that he believes Victor's story because he and his crew saw the monster, and Victor has shown Walton letters. Walton asks Victor to explain how he made the monster, but he refuses to tell him. During the week that Victor told his story, he and Walton discussed various subjects, and Victor tried to teach Walton the lessons he has learned as a result of his overwhelming ambition. In the letter dated September 2nd, Walton explains that the ship is trapped in ice and he fears a mutiny. On September 5th, Walton writes that the crew insisted on turning back and that he may not be able to turn them down. Victor tries to convince the men to continue for pride, but within the next couple of days, Walton is forced to agree to turn the ship around. In his final letter, dated September 12th, Walton reports how, on his deathbed, Victor justifies himself in desiring the monster dead and refusing him a mate. Although he acknowledges his responsibility to his creation, Victor now believes he should have prioritized his duty to his fellow human beings. He changes his instructions to Walton, telling him he doesn't need to go chasing after the monster, but to kill it if he sees it by chance. He then dies. After describing his grief at losing Victor as a companion, Walton finishes the letter explaining how the monster burst into Victor's room to mourn the loss of his creator and beg forgiveness, saying he still desires friendship to meet the injustice of constant rejection. Lacking it, he will travel to the northernmost part of the world and kill himself. The monster jumps out of the ship and vanishes into darkness. To complete the story frame, Walton concludes the novel. Walton's prudence in turning the ship around contrasts with Victor's relentless, dangerous pursuits. However, Victor doesn't learn much, considering he warns Walton of this danger, yet still urges the crew to pursue the North Pole as they will return heroes. Victor makes an allusion to Paradise Lost in the Bible, saying, like the archangel who aspired to omnipotence, I am chained in an eternal hell. With Victor's death, Walton loses a friend, reinforcing the theme of human connection. While Victor had become the monster becomes Victor, a compassionate human. The symbol of light and darkness begins and ends the novel. At the start, Walton notes how the sun shines around the clock. At the close, the monster drifts away on a chunk of ice into darkness with the intent of burning himself to death at the North Pole, the roof of the world.